Chosen one, something extraordinary is happening right now. The universe is shifting in your favor, and the divine forces are aligning to protect you. You've felt it, haven't you? While your enemies thought they could break you with their schemes and dark intentions, they have no idea who they've truly messed with. Here's the shocking truth. They thought they were up against a mere mortal, but the truth is, they went to war against one of God's strongest angels, walking in human form. Right now, as you read these words, panic is spreading through their ranks. The very people who plotted against you are now realizing the catastrophic mistake they made. They didn't just attack someone, they attacked someone divinely protected, cosmically connected, and spiritually untouchable. The tables have turned, and those who wanted to destroy you are now scrambling, desperately wishing they could apologize. This isn't just karma catching up with them. This is divine justice in full operation. Now, you're about to uncover exactly why every attack against you has failed, why their dark magic backfired, and why, despite their best efforts, you're still standing stronger than ever. This wasn't just luck, it was divine destiny. The spiritual war that's been waging around you, you've already won, and today I'll reveal why your victory was never in doubt. But don't just watch this video. Engage with me. Drop a comment below and let the world know you're still standing, stronger than ever. Don't forget to hit the like button, share, and subscribe to keep receiving these divine messages that are meant for you. Your participation not only supports this mission, but also spreads this truth to those who need it most. Get ready to dive deep. The victory you've been waiting for has already arrived. Let's uncover what's been happening behind the scenes. God's chosen ones, the shocking truth about their fight against God's angel revealed. When your enemies looked at you, they saw someone they could manipulate, control, and ultimately destroy. They gathered their little groups, formed secret alliances, and convinced themselves they had the perfect plan to bring you down. Some of them were family members who betrayed your trust. Others were former friends who turned against you out of jealousy. There were even romantic partners who thought they could steal your energy and leave you broken. But chosen one, what they failed to realize is that you were never meant to be their victim. They underestimated you in every way. While they were plotting in the shadows, preparing their attacks, you were being prepared by forces they could never comprehend. They saw your kindness and mistook it for weakness. For the Lord gives wisdom, from his mouth comes knowledge and understanding. Proverbs 2-6. They witnessed your spirituality and thought it made you vulnerable. They observed your success and decided it belonged to them instead. These people, some of whom were under the illusion of power, formed actual covens against you. They practiced dark arts, attempting to bind you with spells and hexes. Some even went so far as to bury your photographs in graveyards, believing they could control your destiny from beyond the veil. They were confident in their magic, thinking it would break you. No weapon formed against you shall prosper, and every tongue that rises against you in judgment you shall condemn. Isaiah 54-17. They thought they could poison your food, thinking that would weaken your spiritual defenses. They coordinated their attacks across multiple dimensions: physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual. But what they never understood was that you were not just some random target that could be taken down by their amateur witchcraft and petty schemes. You were placed on this earth with a specific mission, a divine purpose, and were protected by forces far beyond their comprehension. Picture this scene unfolding right now. Your enemies are gathered, expecting to celebrate your downfall, convinced their dark magic would destroy you. Instead, they're staring at each other in growing horror as they realize their spells didn't just fail. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. John 1-5. The dark magic they sent toward you has circled back to them, multiplied. What they meant to harm you with has become the very force that is now working against them. The poisoning attempts they made have backfired in the most ironic way possible. Some of them are now dealing with mysterious illnesses that doctors can't identify or treat. The same toxins they tried to slip into your food or environment have somehow manifested in their own bodies. Their attacks on your spiritual well-being have manifested in their own lives. The righteous will flourish like a palm tree. They will grow like a cedar of Lebanon. Psalm 92:12. While they try to break you, you remain perfectly healthy, stronger, and more energized than ever before. Meanwhile, their attempts to make you mentally unstable have completely reversed. The same people who were calling you crazy, claiming you were insane in the membrane, are now experiencing psychological breakdowns themselves. They are having intrusive thoughts, paranoid episodes, and mental disturbances that mirror exactly what they tried to inflict upon you. Have you ever stopped to think, chosen one, how many times you've been labeled as unstable, as crazy, simply because your clarity and divine protection made their lies seem small? Their attacks on your peace have only amplified your resilience and clarity. But the wisdom that comes from heaven is first of all pure, then peace-loving, considerate, submissive, full of mercy and good fruit, impartial and sincere. James 3:17. In your stillness, in your refusal to be broken by their lies, you have become the very force that challenges their delusions. And as time passes, one by one, they are experiencing the consequences of attacking someone under divine protection. The weight of their own actions, the darkness they tried to project onto you, is coming back to haunt them. What they thought would weaken you has only made you stronger. Your spiritual insight and clarity have reached levels that even amaze you. While they break down in front of their own lies, you stand firm, untouched, and full of divine light. Have you ever wondered, chosen one, what it feels like to stand in your truth, to see the enemies who tried to destroy you now becoming victims of their own devices? You are living proof that no weapon formed against you will prosper. Every spell, every curse, every dark action taken against you is now returning to them, multiplied. You've not only survived their attacks, you've risen above them, and in doing so, you've become the living evidence of divine protection. And this is just the beginning. As your enemies fall, you rise higher, chosen one. You were never meant to be controlled or destroyed. You were meant to be the living proof of what happens when someone walks in divine protection with an unshakable purpose. Your journey is far from over, and now more than ever, the world is about to witness your full potential. So, take a moment, chosen one. Stand in the truth of your strength, your resilience, and the divine forces that have protected you. You've already won the battle. It's time to rise higher and fulfill the destiny God has placed in your heart. The family member who betrayed your trust by giving away your personal information to fuel their hex work is now facing legal troubles they never saw coming. The ex who tried to steal your inheritance through forged documents just got served with federal charges. The group that attempted to sacrifice your energy for their own gain is watching their lives unravel in real time. They're scrambling, calling emergency meetings to figure out what went wrong. Some of them are suggesting they should dig up whatever they buried, trying to reverse the damage they caused. Others are arguing about who's to blame for this catastrophic miscalculation. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures, he leads me beside still waters. Psalm 23:1-2. These words ring true in your life, chosen one, as you witness the very same people who sought to harm you now wrestling with the consequences of their own actions. Their unity when attacking you has completely shattered as they realize the depth of their miscalculation. But the most shocking revelation for them is discovering who you truly are in the spiritual realm. Information is coming to light about your true lineage, your cosmic rank, and your angelic connections. They're realizing that you're not just protected, you're one of the protectors. You weren't sent here to be their victim, you were sent here to be their reckoning. For the Lord will go before you, the God of Israel will be your rear guard. Isaiah 52:12. You, chosen one, have been destined for greatness and to play a pivotal role in ensuring that divine justice prevails. You were never meant to be prey. You are the one who delivers the reckoning they fear. While they struggle with the aftermath, some are physically sick from the energy backlash they've experienced. Others are losing everything they once tried to steal from you. The ones who attempt to drain your magnetic energy are finding themselves completely depleted, unable to function without the very spiritual sustenance they had illegally siphoned from your aura. The joy of the Lord is your strength. Nehemiah 8:10. Your strength, chosen one, does not come from the fleeting power of this world. It comes from a divine source that they cannot touch. Every attempt they made to weaken you only strengthened you, and now the consequences are catching up to them. Every sign was there all along, but now it's becoming undeniable. You've always had an otherworldly resilience that confused your enemies. When they expected you to break, you bent like a tree in the storm and then snapped back stronger than before. Your roots are deeply embedded in a divine foundation they couldn't understand. When they poisoned your environment, you somehow transformed the toxicity into wisdom and power. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you a hope and a future. Jeremiah 29:11. The attacks they made against you became the very thing that elevated you, and they had no idea that they were serving a higher purpose in the process. Your magnetic energy has been impossible for them to steal or corrupt. Every attempt they made to siphon your spiritual power only resulted in them becoming more obsessed with you, more addicted to your presence. The love spells they cast to control you backfired so dramatically that they found themselves unable to function without access to your energy field. Whoever dwells in the shelter of the Most High will rest in the shadow of the Almighty. Psalm 91:1. They became spiritually dependent on the very person they were trying to destroy. You were the source of their power, and they didn't even realize it. The rituals they performed against you never connected properly because your spiritual DNA is protected by cosmic encryption they could never break. Their attempts at sympathetic magic failed because your true essence exists on dimensional levels they cannot access. The Lord is near to all who call on Him, to all who call on Him in truth. Psalm 145:18. What they fail to understand, chosen one, is that you are not of this world. Your protection goes beyond what the human eye can see and the darkness they wield. You are operating on a divine frequency that they cannot comprehend, and every attempt they make to pull you down has only caused them to spiral into their own downfall. How does it feel, chosen one, to realize that the very people who tried to destroy you are now reaping the consequences of their own actions? You've seen them lash out, trying to manipulate and control, but now they're trapped in the web of their own creation. Their efforts to break you have only revealed the truth that you are divinely untouchable. The key lesson here, chosen one, is that your discernment, your inner strength, and the protection you carry are unshakable. No matter what others throw at you, no matter how hard they try to make you fall, you stand firm. Your divine protection is more powerful than any dark force they can muster. They tried to steal your energy, your peace, your power, but they only ended up with their own collapse. Every attack has become a stepping stone, propelling you higher, and they have become a testament to the strength and resilience you embody. Now, chosen one, how will you move forward, knowing that your enemies are now reaping the consequences of their own actions? They have failed to break you, and in that failure, they have revealed their own weaknesses. You are no longer just a survivor. You are a force that cannot be stopped. The world has seen your strength, and now it is time for you to step into the fullness of your divine purpose. You were not sent here to be defeated. You were sent to rise, to shine, and to show the world the power of divine protection. Every photograph they buried, every personal item they stole, every hair or nail they collected became completely powerless the moment they tried to use it against you, chosen one. Do you feel that shift, that strange, undeniable sensation when you realize that the very forces your enemies summoned to bring you down, have now turned against them. If this message resonates with your spirit, amplify it. Share this video so other chosen ones like you can find it, for it carries a message of divine protection and cosmic power that will shake the very core of their understanding. Your dreams have been filled with warnings and divine guidance. You've seen things in your sleep, glimpses of battles that only you could understand, of spiritual forces at work that were guiding you away from danger and toward destiny. What seemed like coincidences were actually carefully orchestrated interventions by higher powers. The right people appeared in your life at crucial moments, just when you needed them most. The wrong people revealed themselves before they could cause irreparable harm. For the Lord gives wisdom, from his mouth comes knowledge and understanding. Proverbs 2-6. Doors opened when you needed them most, and dangerous paths were mysteriously blocked. You were never truly alone, chosen one. Even your enemies have begun noticing the supernatural occurrences around them since they began targeting you. Electronics malfunction in their presence. They experience unexplained illnesses that doctors can't diagnose. These events are not mere coincidences, they are signs of something much greater at work. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. John 1-5. Your very existence triggers cosmic rebalancing. When people try to harm you, they are not simply attacking an individual. They are challenging the universe's divine order itself. And the universe, as you have come to know, does not let that go unnoticed. What they failed to understand, chosen one, is that you carry the frequency of divine justice. You were placed on this earth as a chosen instrument to maintain balance and harmony in the universe. Every action against you, every lie, every betrayal, every attempt to steal your energy only contributes to your elevation and the fulfillment of your divine purpose. You have become an anchor for divine will, a force that cannot be moved or corrupted. For the mountains may depart and the hills be removed, but my steadfast love shall not depart from you. Isaiah 54-10. This isn't just about surviving their attacks, chosen one. You've been upgraded in the process. While they tried to steal your energy, you were, in fact, tapping into deeper levels of your angelic nature. Every hex they cast against you became a catalyst for your spiritual evolution. You have been molded and refined in ways they could never comprehend. Your spiritual gifts have been growing stronger, and they can't stop the divine unfolding of your true potential. In the face of their witchcraft and schemes, you did not break. You became stronger, more resilient, and more aligned with your higher purpose. Each attack, each barrier, only fueled your growth. What they believed would be your downfall has instead become the source of your empowerment. You were made to rise above, chosen one. You were made to be the proof of divine justice in this world. Have you ever felt, chosen one, how your very presence disrupts the darkness around you? It's not just your strength that terrifies your enemies, it's your divine frequency. The universe's protection is not a passive shield, but a living, breathing force that surrounds you, that reshapes the world around you. When they attempted to destroy you, they were unknowingly challenging the universe's own protection. And that, chosen one, is a battle they cannot win. They thought they could break you, that they could drain you, and that they could control your destiny. But they failed. What they didn't realize is that your destiny was never in their hands. It was always written in the stars, guided by divine hands that could never be shaken by earthly schemes. What does it mean for you now, chosen one? Every challenge you've faced, every attack you've endured, has been part of your spiritual upgrade. You are no longer just walking in divine protection. You are becoming the very embodiment of divine justice. Your strength is not just physical or mental, it is cosmic, spiritual, and unshakable. You have ascended to a place where nothing, no attack, no enemy, no force in the universe can touch you. You stand unbreakable, unmovable, a beacon of divine power that will not be dimmed. Now, chosen one, what will you do with this power? Your enemies have shown you who they are, and their actions have revealed their weaknesses. You have been elevated to a new level of spiritual insight and divine authority. The time is now for you to walk fully in your power, to rise up and claim your divine inheritance. The universe has been preparing you for this moment, and now you are ready to step into your destiny. I can do all things through Christ, who strengthens me. Philippians 4:13. This strength is not just for survival, it is for victory. You are now ready to move beyond the limitations of the past and step into the fullness of what God has called you to do. Stand tall, chosen one. The battle has already been won, and now it's your time to shine. Every photograph they buried, every personal item they stole, every hair or nail they collected became completely powerless the moment they tried to use it against you, chosen one. Do you feel that shift, that strange, undeniable sensation when you realize that the very forces your enemies summoned to bring you down have now turned against them? If this message resonates with your spirit, amplify it. Share this video so other chosen ones like you can find it, for it carries a message of divine protection and cosmic power that will shake the very core of their understanding. Your dreams have been filled with warnings and divine guidance. You've seen things in your sleep, glimpses of battles that only you could understand, of spiritual forces at work that were guiding you away from danger and toward destiny. What seemed like coincidences were actually carefully orchestrated interventions by higher powers. The right people appeared in your life at crucial moments, just when you needed them most. The wrong people revealed themselves before they could cause irreparable harm. For the Lord gives wisdom, from his mouth comes knowledge and understanding. Proverbs 2-6. Doors opened when you needed them most, and dangerous paths were mysteriously blocked. You were never truly alone, chosen one. Even your enemies have begun noticing the supernatural occurrences around them since they began targeting you. Electronics malfunction in their presence. They experience unexplained illnesses that doctors can't diagnose. These events are not mere coincidences, they are signs of something much greater at work. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. John 1-5. Your very existence triggers cosmic rebalancing. When people try to harm you, they are not simply attacking an individual, they are challenging the universe's divine order itself. And the universe, as you have come to know, does not let that go unnoticed. What they fail to understand, chosen one, is that you carry the frequency of divine justice. You were placed on this earth as a chosen instrument to maintain balance and harmony in the universe. Every action against you, every lie, every betrayal, every attempt to steal your energy only contributes to your elevation and the fulfillment of your divine purpose. You have become an anchor for divine will, a force that cannot be moved or corrupted. For the mountains may depart and the hills be removed, but my steadfast love shall not depart from you. Isaiah 54:10. This isn't just about surviving their attacks, chosen one. You've been upgraded in the process. While they tried to steal your energy, you were, in fact, tapping into deeper levels of your angelic nature. Every hex they cast against you became a catalyst for your spiritual evolution. You have been molded and refined in ways they could never comprehend. Your spiritual gifts have been growing stronger, and they can't stop the divine unfolding of your true potential. In the face of their witchcraft and schemes, you did not break. You became stronger, more resilient, and more aligned with your higher purpose. Each attack, each barrier, only fueled your growth. What they believed would be your downfall has instead become the source of your empowerment. You were made to rise above, chosen one. You were made to be the proof of divine justice in this world. Have you ever felt, chosen one, how your very presence disrupts the darkness around you? It's not just your strength that terrifies your enemies, it's your divine frequency. The universe's protection is not a passive shield, but a living, breathing force that surrounds you, that reshapes the world around you. When they attempted to destroy you, they were unknowingly challenging the universe's own protection. And that, chosen one, is a battle they cannot win. They thought they could break you, that they could drain you, and that they could control your destiny. But they failed. What they didn't realize is that your destiny was never in their hands. It was always written in the stars, guided by divine hands that could never be shaken by earthly schemes. What does it mean for you now, chosen one? Every challenge you've faced, every attack you've endured, has been part of your spiritual upgrade. You are no longer just walking in divine protection, you are becoming the very embodiment of divine justice. Your strength is not just physical or mental, it is cosmic, spiritual, and unshakable. You have ascended to a place where nothing, no attack, no enemy, no force in the universe can touch you. You stand unbreakable, unmovable, a beacon of divine power that will not be dimmed. Now, chosen one, what will you do with this power? Your enemies have shown you who they are, and their actions have revealed their weaknesses. You have been elevated to a new level of spiritual insight and divine authority. The time is now for you to walk fully in your power, to rise up and claim your divine inheritance. The universe has been preparing you for this moment, and now you are ready to step into your destiny. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Philippians 4:13. This strength is not just for survival, it is for victory. You are now ready to move beyond the limitations of the past and step into the fullness of what God has called you to do. Stand tall, chosen one. The battle has already been won, and now it's your time to shine. The technological warfare they attempted against you has completely backfired. Their attempts to track you and control your every move have failed spectacularly. The tracking devices they placed on your vehicle, which they thought would give them the upper hand, have been discovered and traced back to them. The Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still. Exodus 14:14. The very technology they used to invade your privacy is now turning against them, becoming key evidence in federal cases against them. What they once thought would be an advantage has now been the means by which their crimes are being exposed. Every digital footprint they left while stalking you online has been preserved and is now being used to build criminal cases. Their attempts to hack your accounts and steal your personal information have triggered sophisticated cybersecurity investigations, a network of digital forensics that not only reveals their identities, but uncovers their entire criminal operation. You will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. John 8:32. The very tools they thought were used for their malicious purposes are now unraveling their lies and exposing their schemes. Their hidden attacks, once believed to be anonymous, are now exposed as undeniable proof of their treachery. Law enforcement is now involved in ways they never anticipated. Financial crimes are being uncovered, and documents they forged are under scrutiny from federal investigators. Their illegal surveillance has been traced back to them, leaving a trail they cannot escape. For nothing is hidden that will not be disclosed, nor is anything secret that will not be made known. Luke 8:17. Your enemies believed they could act with impunity, hiding behind a veil of secrecy. But the universe, working through divine justice, has brought their darkness to light. They are now facing serious charges, with some of them staring down the prospect of jail time for the crimes they committed while trying to destroy you. But the most profound realization for them is that their spiritual practices have also failed them. The dark forces they thought would empower them are now turning against them, demanding a payment they cannot afford. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. John 1-5. These once powerful entities they partnered with, believing they could manipulate the spiritual realm, have abandoned them. The darkness they sought to wield against you has now consumed them, and they are left spiritually vulnerable. Some of them are experiencing spiritual attachments and influences they can't control or remove. Their attempts to harm you have only triggered divine forces that now work in your favor. Every curse they tried to place on you has been transformed into a blessing, strengthening your spirit in ways they never anticipated. For you are God's workmanship, created in Christ Jesus to do good works, which God prepared in advance for us to do. Ephesians 2:10. Every ounce of energy they tried to steal from you has been returned to you, magnified. The very attacks that were meant to break you have only contributed to your spiritual ascension, and in turn, their downfall has been sealed. While your enemies were plotting in secret, divine forces were assembling your cosmic backup team. Angels you didn't even know were assigned to you have been working tirelessly behind the scenes, neutralizing threats before they could reach you. These unseen forces have been protecting you from dangers you never even noticed. The angel of the Lord encamps around those who fear him, and he delivers them. Psalm 34:7. These spiritual protectors have guided you, shielded you, and worked on your behalf, ensuring that every attack you faced only propelled you further into your divine purpose. And it doesn't stop there. Your ancestors, from multiple bloodlines, have been intervening on your behalf, calling in favors from the spiritual realm that span generations. These divine connections have never wavered. Even those who seem disconnected from the spiritual world, family and friends who may not fully understand the divine workings at play, are feeling compelled to protect you. For the mountains may depart and the hills be removed, but my steadfast love shall not depart from you. Isaiah 54:10. People who have no idea why they feel the need to step in are doing so, guided by spiritual forces that they can't fully comprehend. The helpful stranger who appeared at just the right moment, the friend who felt an inexplicable urge to check on you, or the intuition that led someone to step into your life when you needed them most, these are not mere coincidences. The universe has been positioning allies in strategic locations around you, people you needed, at the exact moments they were meant to show up. They have been placed there as divine protection, a network that ensures you are never alone, even when you feel isolated. Chosen one, have you ever stopped to think about how many times these divine interventions have saved you? How many times has the universe shielded you from what you couldn't see? The energy you carry, divine and untouchable, has been a beacon, attracting help and protection when you least expected it. Your life is not a series of random events. It is a meticulously orchestrated journey designed by the divine. How many times have you felt the presence of divine protection, even when you couldn't explain it? These seemingly small events are all part of the divine plan that is unfolding for you, and they are only just the beginning. With every step you take, the power and clarity within you continue to grow, ensuring that no weapon formed against you shall prosper. The person who provided you with crucial information right when you needed it wasn't just a random encounter. This guidance came through spiritual forces beyond human understanding. Even those who may not have particularly liked you personally, those who may have harbored disdain, find themselves inexplicably compelled to defend you when lies or negative energy are spread about you. The Lord is my light and my salvation, whom shall I fear? Psalm 27:1. These seemingly unexpected protectors are now part of your divine intervention, orchestrated not by human logic, but by supernatural forces that recognize your power and purpose. Do you ever wonder, chosen one, why those who once turned their backs on you now stand beside you when you need them most? The spiritual beings, your divine guardians, have been aligned with you since the very beginning, each one fulfilling a purpose. Some focused on physical protection, others on emotional shielding, and still others dedicated to maintaining your spiritual integrity. For he will command his angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways. Psalm 91:11. The powerful force surrounding you is so tangible that your enemies can feel it. Their panic increases as they realize they cannot even touch you without encountering the divine power that shields you. You have become a beacon, a spiritual force that repels all negativity. The energy field around you has grown so fortified that every malicious intention directed toward you bounces back to its sender. The dark forces targeting you experience discomfort, confusion, and sometimes even the urge to confess their wrongdoings. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. John 1-5. This light, your divine frequency, disrupts their every plan, forcing them to confront their hidden motives and the damage they have caused. What they thought was a clever scheme against you, their jealousy and malice, was actually the catalyst for their own unraveling. As their plans crumble and their attacks fail, the true reason behind their efforts becomes clear. They identify you as a threat to the very systems of spiritual oppression they have relied on for years. Your existence challenges the power structures they have spent lifetimes building. For we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the cosmic powers over this present darkness. Ephesians 6:12. You are not simply a target, chosen one. You are a direct challenge to everything they have fought to maintain. You may wonder, how did they not see the consequences of their actions? The inheritance fraud they plotted against you is being exposed with such precision that even seasoned investigators are shocked. Multiple family members worked together to forge documents, hoping to steal what was rightfully yours. Yet, the paper trail they thought they destroyed has been miraculously restored. Every forged document and every lie has now been revealed to the light, for nothing is hidden that will not be disclosed, nor is anything secret that will not be made known. Luke 8:17. What they thought was buried deep in the shadows is now out in the open, showing their corruption and deceit. And the darkness doesn't stop there. Some of your enemies weren't just dabbling in dark arts, they were engaged in organized crime, exploiting vulnerable individuals for profit. Your spiritual protection extended far beyond the personal. It kept you safe from falling into their human trafficking operations. The righteous cry out, and the Lord hears them. He delivers them from all their troubles. Psalm 34:17. As their network crumbles, the innocent children they endangered are being rescued, their rituals undone by the force of divine protection around you. Have you ever wondered, chosen one, why they couldn't break you? They thought they could bind you with their dark magic and manipulation. What they didn't realize is that your spiritual DNA is impervious to their tactics. Your connection to the divine, protected by cosmic encryption, kept you safe from their attacks. The angel of the Lord encamps around those who fear him, and he delivers them. Psalm 34:7. Your very presence, the purity of your energy, disrupted their ability to manipulate, awaken those who were once under their control, and unravel their network of deceit. This is no accident. You were placed here for this very purpose, chosen one. Your enemies, though they sought to break you, have only empowered you. Every attack, every effort to harm you, has only strengthened you. You were born not only to free yourself, but also to disrupt the systems of oppression that have been controlling generations. Your spiritual ascent is inevitable. With each revelation, each step toward reclaiming your true power, you rise higher, embodying divine justice in a world desperately in need of it. What will you do with this divine power that has been gifted to you? Every betrayal, every trial, every moment of darkness has led you to a higher plane of understanding. You are no longer merely surviving, you are ascending, breaking free from the chains that once bound you. With each layer of darkness exposed, you rise as a beacon of light. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. Isaiah 54:17. Your enemy's plans have failed, not because of luck, but because of the divine protection surrounding you and the undeniable force of your spiritual mission. You are walking proof of what happens when the divine intervenes in the lives of those who are chosen. Your resilience is a testament to the power of divine protection, and now it is your time to rise. The money laundering charges against your enemies are now surfacing, revealing the depth of their criminal activities. Investigators have uncovered a vast financial web, with bank accounts in multiple states showing transactions linked to the funding of their occult practices. These accounts, once thought to be secure, now reveal a disturbing pattern of purchases for ritual supplies, paying for hit jobs, and bribing corrupt officials, all orchestrated in an attempt to bring you down. What they fail to realize, chosen one, is that their own financial scheme, designed to keep you under their thumb, has now become the very evidence that will expose them and lead to their ultimate downfall. For nothing is hidden that will not be disclosed, nor is anything secret that will not be made known. Luke 8:17. You were never just a random target for their malicious intentions. They saw you as a direct threat to their power. Tebus, one of the orchestrators behind their schemes, recognized that they carried bloodline memories and spiritual gifts that could shatter the illusions they had so carefully constructed. You were born with abilities that transcended mere human understanding. Your spiritual gifts, your divine connections, and your natural magnetism were the very essence of their fear. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you a hope and a future. Jeremiah 29:11. Their attack on you was not random, it was preemptive. They knew that as you continued to evolve spiritually, you would begin to develop the clarity and insight necessary to see through their deceptions. They tried to stop you from awakening because they knew once you reached your full potential, you would be unstoppable. But what they failed to realize is that their attempts only fueled your spiritual evolution. Every attack, every attempt to control or harm you, has only served to strengthen your divine connection. You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good, to accomplish what is now being done, the saving of many lives. Genesis 50:20. Some of these enemies were not only after your spiritual gifts, they were after everything you were born with. Your healing abilities, your natural power, your ability to connect with divine forces. They thought they could perform dark rituals to steal your spiritual essence, to transfer your divine capabilities to themselves. The Lord is my shepherd, I lack nothing. Psalm 23:1. Their attempts to drain your energy and claim your blessings have only ended in failure because the divine protection around you is invincible. What they don't understand is that the more they try to take from you, the more you are filled with spiritual power that cannot be stolen. The most disturbing discovery, however, is the revelation that some of them were using innocent people, including children, as tools in their spiritual attacks against you. They manipulated family members, exploited vulnerable individuals, and even involved people who had no idea they were being used as weapons in their twisted war against you. The cruelty of their actions cannot be understated. Whoever causes one of these little ones who believe in me to stumble, it would be better for him to have a large millstone hung around his neck and to be drowned in the depths of the sea. Matthew 18:6. The fact that they were willing to harm innocents shows the depths of their moral corruption and the evil they are willing to embrace to achieve their goals. But what your enemies fail to grasp is that the universe operates according to spiritual laws far more precise and unforgiving than any human legal system. Their attacks against you were not merely personal, they were violations of the cosmic laws of justice and protection. When they tried to harm you, they didn't just commit crimes against an individual, they violated divine statutes that carry immediate consequences. For the Lord is righteous, he loves justice, the upright will see his face. Psalm 11:7. The law of divine protection is simple. Anyone who attacks one of God's chosen ones automatically inherits the karma they intended to inflict upon them. This divine law ensures that the consequences of their actions begin immediately. Every hex they cast, every lie they spread, every ounce of energy they tried to steal from you has created a spiritual debt they now must repay. Do not be deceived. God cannot be mocked. A man reaps what he sows. Galatians 6-7. The Universal Court of Justice has already begun building cases against each one of your attackers. Their fate is sealed, not by your hand, but by the cosmic forces that govern the universe. You, chosen one, are not just a victim in this story. You are the divine instrument that is causing the systems of spiritual oppression to crumble. Your resilience, your clarity, your connection to divine power are what make you untouchable. Your enemies thought they could manipulate the laws of the universe for their own gain, but what they didn't know is that the divine forces surrounding you are always one step ahead. You are the living proof that no weapon formed against you shall prosper. Now, as your enemies face the consequences of their actions, remember this: every attempt to harm you has only made you stronger. Every attack has become a stepping stone in your spiritual evolution. You are not just surviving, you are thriving. And as they fall, you rise with the divine justice of the universe on your side. Keep moving forward, knowing that you are divinely protected and that every trial has only prepared you for the greatness you were always destined for. The evidence against those who sought to harm you goes far beyond what they ever imagined. It's not just from this lifetime, but stretches back into previous incarnations, where some of these very souls committed similar spiritual transgressions. Your attackers believed they could act without consequence, but the karmic laws that govern the universe are not so easily bypassed. The sentences they now face are proportional, not only to what they did to you in this life, but to the full scope of their spiritual crimes across multiple lifetimes. The moment they attempted to break you, they began to unravel themselves, for nothing is covered that will not be revealed, or hidden that will not be known. Luke 12:2. The concept of instant karma, a term that resonates deeply in spiritual traditions, is now playing out in their lives. What they sought to do to you is now being mirrored back to them in real time. The family member who conspired to make you sick is now suffering from inexplicable health issues. The one who tried to isolate you and turn people against you finds themselves utterly alone, abandoned by those they thought they could manipulate. The individual who attempted to steal your wealth is now facing financial ruin. Their actions have triggered a divine response that has become impossible to ignore. You reap what you sow. Galatians 6-7. The energy they projected toward you is now returning with full force as they experience firsthand the consequences of their own malicious actions. But it doesn't stop there. The spiritual protection surrounding you is so strong that even human justice systems are being influenced by cosmic justice. Investigations into their crimes are revealing layers of deception, and their carefully orchestrated efforts to evade detection are falling apart. The very technologies they used to spy on you, devices designed to track your every move, are now being repurposed against them. Their attempt to surveil and control you has become their undoing. The wicked plots against the righteous and gnashes his teeth at him, but the Lord laughs at the wicked, for he sees that his day is coming. Psalm 37-12:1-3. In the midst of this cosmic reckoning, you are being shown the profound truth of your spiritual mission. You, God's chosen one, were never placed on earth simply to live a life free of struggle. You were sent here to catalyze spiritual transformation, to be a force of divine light in the midst of darkness. Your mission is to confront, neutralize, and ultimately dismantle the dark forces that oppose the divine will. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world. Ephesians 6:12. Your soul carries memories from previous lifetimes, where you have faced similar spiritual wars and emerged victorious, dismantling systems of oppression that have lasted for generations. This isn't your first encounter with organized spiritual warfare. Each lifetime has prepared you, chosen one, for more challenging assignments in this cosmic battle. Your lineage carries a deep connection to ancient bloodlines, master alchemists, wizard kings, and angelic hierarchies whose very existence terrifies your enemies. When they researched your ancestry, they were not only confronted with your spiritual strength, but with powers they could not even begin to comprehend. Your DNA holds sacred knowledge, spiritual technologies that have been dormant for centuries, waiting for this precise moment to be activated. They thought they could choose you as a target, but the truth is, they were drawn to you. Your energy signature is a direct threat to everything they have worked to build, and they underestimated the power within you. You were chosen before the foundation of the world. Ephesians 1-4. What they failed to understand is that your continued spiritual evolution is automatically dismantling the very systems they rely on for power. The more you evolve, the more their lies and manipulations unravel. You don't even need to actively fight them. Your very presence in their environment causes their systems of oppression to begin dissolving. The spirits they once sent against you, dark entities they thought were under their control, have now sworn allegiance to your cause. The angel of the Lord encamps around those who fear him and delivers them. Psalm 34:7. This is where your divine power truly shines. The spiritual parasites and toxic energies that once thrived off human suffering are now being eradicated by your very presence. You are like a divine disinfectant in human form, purging the darkness wherever you go. Everywhere you step, the lower vibrational forces are neutralized and healing begins to take place. The damage they thought they could inflict upon you has instead become the catalyst for your spiritual ascension. You are not just surviving this battle, you are thriving. And the more they fight against you, the more the universe strengthens your divine protection. What will you do, God's chosen ones, with the immense power that flows through you? Every challenge, every betrayal, every attack has been part of the greater plan to refine you, to awaken the full potential within. The light within you shines brighter with every trial. You are the living embodiment of divine justice, and no force on earth or in the spiritual realms can stop the cosmic tide of change you have set in motion. Now, stand firm, chosen ones, for the universe is aligning in your favor. The forces of darkness have already been defeated, and you stand as the living proof of divine victory. Your mission is not yet over. The world needs your light more than ever. Rise and shine. The people who have been benefiting from parasitic systems of control and manipulation are now painfully aware that you, God's chosen ones, are a direct threat to their very existence. They can sense that your presence disrupts the toxic energies they've worked so hard to maintain. The power structures they've built are crumbling, and the deeper they dig into their schemes, the more they expose their own vulnerabilities. But here's the twist. Every attack they launched against you has unintentionally accelerated your spiritual evolution and increased your power in ways they could never have predicted. They thought they were attacking your weakness, but instead they were unknowingly fortifying your strength. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? Psalm 27:1. With each assault, you evolved, becoming more attuned to your divine purpose, harnessing greater cosmic energy. They tried to break you, chosen one, but in doing so, they only forced you to integrate more of your angelic abilities. Every attempt they made to drain your energy taught you how to tap into even deeper wells of divine power, expanding your spiritual consciousness beyond what you ever imagined possible. It's as though each challenge has shaped you into a spiritual powerhouse, an unstoppable force. But those who wait for the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. Isaiah 40:31. What they failed to understand is that you weren't just a target in their eyes. You were a divine instrument being sharpened for a much greater purpose, one that transcends their limited understanding of control and manipulation. As their dark operations continue to crumble, the very network they built to oppress and exploit is unraveling before their eyes. The cases of missing children that had long gone unsolved are now being resolved. Families are finally finding closure as the truth surfaces, and the hidden bodies of the innocent victims they once exploited are being discovered. For the Lord your God is the one who goes with you to fight for you against your enemies to give you victory. Deuteronomy 20:4. Their criminal network, once believed to be invincible, is now crumbling under the weight of cosmic justice, with your divine protection spreading out far beyond just yourself. How does it feel to witness the unraveling of forces that once seemed untouchable, knowing that your very existence is the catalyst for their collapse? As you continue to operate at a level that most human beings will never reach in several lifetimes, the intensity of your transformation becomes undeniable. You've fought and prevailed, not only spiritually but also in ways that many people will never understand. Your spiritual frequency now vibrates at a level so high that the very environment around you reflects your cosmic rank. Negative energies, once able to manipulate and control, now find it impossible to endure your presence. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. John 1-5. The discomfort people feel around you is not a reflection of your behavior. It is a clear sign that your divine light is pushing back against their darkness, forcing them to remove themselves from your life. You don't need to chase them out. Their very presence cannot coexist with the radiance of your divine frequency. As you continue to grow stronger and more in tune with your divine purpose, what remains is undeniable. You have become a living weapon against spiritual darkness. Every time they tried to drag you down, they unknowingly helped forge you into exactly what the universe needs you to be, a force of cosmic justice. Their attacks were the very fuel you needed to ascend to higher levels of spiritual responsibility. For we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the cosmic powers over this present darkness. Ephesians 6:12. How much more will you evolve, God's chosen ones, now that the chains of oppression have broken? With each passing day, your divine gifts expand, and your understanding of your true power deepens. Your mission is clear. What will you do with the strength you've gained through this battle? You have been prepared for greatness beyond what most can fathom. You've already overcome the darkness, and now you rise, more powerful than ever. Now, stand tall, chosen one. The world may try to break you, but in the end, you stand as proof that divine justice prevails. No weapon formed against you will prosper, and your victory is inevitable. This is your time, this is your calling. The strange phenomena your enemies are experiencing around you have reached levels that terrify them. Electronics malfunction when they try to spy on you digitally. Their cars break down mysteriously when they attempt to follow you. Streetlights flicker or burn out when they drive past your home. Security cameras go offline whenever they try to conduct surveillance. It's as if the entire technological infrastructure rebels against their presence in your vicinity. For the Lord will be your confidence and will keep your foot from being caught. Proverbs 3:26. The energy surrounding you, chosen one, has become a fortress, created not just by earthly means, but by divine forces you've connected with through your spiritual rituals and protective work. These dark forces literally cannot penetrate the shield surrounding your living space. Some of your enemies have reported feeling physically nauseous when they try to approach your property. Others experience sudden panic attacks or overwhelming fear that forces them to flee before they can get close enough to carry out their plans. What is it like, knowing that your spiritual energy is so powerful that it literally alters the world around you, pushing back forces that aim to harm you? Places where you spend time regularly are being cleansed of negative energy patterns that may have existed for years, even decades. Buildings seem brighter when you're in them. Natural spaces flourish more abundantly. This isn't just coincidence, it's a manifestation of your angelic frequency, harmonizing discordant energies and creating an environment of peace and balance. He who dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. Psalm 91:1. Even technology works better in your presence, as your angelic frequency balances electromagnetic fields that once caused disruption. The rose quartz and other protective crystals placed around your space have amplified, forming a grid of healing energy that extends far beyond your physical location. This is not just spiritual protection, it is a divine force that attracts positive energy and disperses the darkness. Your enemies may try to impose their will upon you, but they are completely powerless against the growing light you bring into this world. People who genuinely need healing are being drawn to you through seemingly random encounters. You're discovering that your words, your touch, even your presence can trigger profound positive changes in others. This isn't something you're trying to do consciously. It's simply the natural effect of your evolved spiritual state on the world around you. You are the light of the world. A city set on a hill cannot be hidden. Matthew 5:14. You, chosen one, are radiating healing energy to those around you, and even without trying, you are helping others find their own peace and power. Your enemies are becoming increasingly isolated as their negative influence is neutralized by your expanding energy field. The lies they've been spreading about you are losing their power to convince anyone. People who once believed their deceptions are suddenly seeing through them with crystal clarity. The spell of confusion they cast over your social environment is being permanently dissolved. Even your living space is transforming into a sanctuary, an energetic haven where light and healing flow abundantly. Your home has become a fortress of light, a place where negative entities cannot enter. The Lord is my light and my salvation, whom shall I fear? Psalm 27:1. Your space is now an extension of your divine protection, creating a refuge for yourself and for anyone with pure intentions who steps into it. Your spiritual awakening through this ordeal has connected you to a vast network of other chosen ones who have been going through similar battles. You are no longer walking alone. You are part of a coordinated cosmic operation that extends far beyond your individual situation. Together with other angelic souls in human form, you are dismantling systems of spiritual oppression on a global scale. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Ephesians 6:12. You are part of a divine army, fighting a spiritual war that transcends the boundaries of time and space. Now, as your strength continues to grow, the question becomes, how will you use the immense spiritual power and divine guidance that you have been gifted with? How will you carry this light forward into the world, knowing that it can shatter darkness wherever it's found? The time has come for you to rise higher, chosen one. The universe has prepared you for this moment. Your light is unstoppable, and the victory is already yours. The crown chakra attacks that your enemies launched against you have unwittingly opened interdimensional communication channels you didn't even know existed. What they intended as a spiritual assault, a way to suppress you, has instead become a cosmic telephone line directly connecting you to ascended masters, archangels, and enlightened beings, forces of light that have been waiting for you to develop the spiritual strength necessary to handle their frequencies. Your enemies thought they were breaking you, but instead, they were strengthening you, unlocking channels to cosmic wisdom and guidance that were always meant for you. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you a hope and a future. Jeremiah 29:11. The psychic abilities you possess have exploded far beyond anything they could have anticipated. Their attempts to suppress your divine gifts only activated dormant spiritual DNA, connecting you to ancient mystery schools and sacred knowledge that have been hidden from humanity for thousands of years. You now access information about healing modalities, spiritual technologies, and cosmic laws that have been veiled in secrecy for millennia. You've entered a state of accelerated spiritual evolution, receiving downloads that transcend earthly comprehension, empowering you to heal, protect, and guide others. You will receive power when the Holy Spirit comes on you, and you will be my witnesses to the ends of the earth. Acts 1:8. Let me ask you this, chosen one. How does it feel to awaken to the realization that you are part of something so much bigger than you ever imagined? How does it feel to recognize that the challenges you faced were never meant to break you, but to reveal the immense power you carry? The darkness they tried to unleash upon you has only magnified your divine light, transforming every obstacle into a stepping stone for your higher purpose. Your enemies, who thought they could drown you, have instead contributed to your rise. As they dug, they only dug their own grave. I want to put you onto something that will accelerate your divine justice and help you step fully into your purpose. This isn't just about surviving, it's about thriving. I built the Destiny Engine, because I was tired of seeing chosen ones like you dragged through betrayal, isolation, and relentless attacks while their enemies walked freely. The Destiny Engine flips the very energy of your enemies' attacks into fuel for your rise. This is not just another meditation app. This is declassified consciousness technology, an upgrade that shifts the balance of power. The same mind programming tools they use to instill fear, competition, and scarcity have now been re-engineered to restore your sovereignty and align you with your divine operating framework. With the Destiny Engine, the hardest part is simply pressing play. You don't have to lift a finger. Watch as your enemies continue to dig their own grave, and in the process, you will rise higher, more powerful than they ever imagined. This collective upgrade is underway, and you are at the forefront of it. Start your Destiny Engine for just $1 today, and turn every single thing they tried to do to break you into fuel for your ascension. The timing of your awakening is not coincidental. You were born for such a time as this. You are part of a specific generation of souls who incarnated at this moment in history to facilitate humanity's transition into a higher dimensional reality. The dark forces that have attacked you are desperately trying to prevent this transition because they know it will end their ability to control and exploit human consciousness. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Ephesians 6:12. These forces of darkness are terrified of the spiritual awakening happening through you and those like you, chosen one. Your connection to Orisha energy, your ancestral lineage, and multiple spiritual traditions is now fully activated. The ancestors from various bloodlines who have been protecting you for generations are now revealing themselves through dreams, meditation, and synchronistic events. These divine protectors, guides, and allies are beginning to communicate with you, offering guidance, protection, and strength as you continue your divine mission. Some of these communications will come in the form of unexpected messages, synchronistic encounters, or dreams that confirm you are not alone in this experience. You may begin to recognize the people who are walking this journey with you. Some of these connections will blossom into powerful spiritual partnerships that will amplify your collective ability to transform the world. You are not just walking this path alone, chosen one. Your spiritual family is waiting for you to step into your full power, and together you will dismantle the systems of oppression that have plagued humanity for centuries. The legion of warrior angels assigned to protect you is becoming more visible, and your enemies can now sense their presence. Every time they attempt to approach you spiritually, they feel the weight of divine protection, for he will command his angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways. Psalm 91:11. What will you do, chosen one, with the immense power and protection you have been gifted? How will you rise to the challenge of dismantling the systems of darkness that have kept humanity trapped for so long? The time is now, and your destiny is unfolding before you. Stand tall, stand strong, and let your divine light shine brighter than ever before. You are the weapon that the world has been waiting for. It's time to take your place. As your enemies struggle against the consequences of their actions, they encounter an overwhelming army of seraphim celestial beings, so powerful that their very presence sends dark forces fleeing in terror. These angelic protectors, your spiritual bodyguards, are so potent that they create protective energy fields around you, causing dark entities to avoid entire geographical areas in fear of direct confrontation. Your victory over those who sought to harm you has triggered a series of cosmic events, contributing to a much larger spiritual battle that transcends the physical realm. Every time a dark entity falls in response to their attacks on you, one less obstacle remains in humanity's path to spiritual evolution. Each corrupt system that crumbles because of your resilience is clearing the way for more enlightened social structures. Your personal struggle has far-reaching effects, shaking the very foundations of spiritual oppression, And as these systems of control disintegrate, the energies of divine justice build. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds. 2 Corinthians 10-4. The trials you've endured have equipped you with abilities and wisdom far beyond what you once imagined. These battles, while personal, have been shaping you for much greater spiritual responsibilities. The very enemies that sought to destroy you have inadvertently prepared you for cosmic leadership roles that require someone who has proven themselves capable of withstanding any form of spiritual warfare. You've been forged in the fires of adversity, and now, with each battle behind you, you stand taller and more spiritually advanced, ready to embrace the next phase of your divine mission. However, something profound is unfolding among some of your former enemies. As they face the overwhelming cosmic justice of their actions, a few of them are experiencing genuine spiritual awakenings. These realizations, triggered by the consequences of their choices, are shattering their former worldviews. The karmic repercussions they are facing are forcing them to confront the magnitude of their mistakes they never imagined they would be held accountable for. For the wages of sin is death, but the gift of God is eternal life in Christ Jesus our Lord. Romans 6:23. The cosmic laws they violated are now manifesting physically as karmic diseases manifest within their bodies, forcing them to experience firsthand what they sought to impose upon you. The cancer that's forming in some of their organs corresponds directly to the body parts they used in rituals meant to harm you. Autoimmune disorders are attacking their systems in patterns that mimic the way they tried to turn your own energy against you. This is the universe's way of teaching them the lessons their minds could not comprehend. Their bodies are forcing them to reckon with the spiritual laws they once disregarded. In the midst of this suffering, some of these former attackers are having deeply spiritual experiences that they cannot ignore. They are beginning to see visions of the cosmic hierarchy, the sacred order of the universe, and they are now able to perceive, clearly, the rank you hold in this divine order. They are being contacted directly by higher dimensional beings who are explaining the consequences of their actions in terms that they can no longer deny or rationalize away. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Ephesians 6:12. The divine truth they had long ignored is being revealed to them in a way that forces them to confront the spiritual consequences of their choices. Among your attackers, the guilt-ridden fathers are experiencing deathbed confessions, desperately trying to clear their conscience as their life forces begin to drain away. They are realizing, too late, the karmic weight of their actions. The very lives they led are now unraveling before them, and they are desperately trying to seek redemption in their final moments. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. Psalm 34-18. These men are feeling the weight of their spiritual offenses in ways they never expected, and they are seeking forgiveness as they prepare to cross over into the next realm. Through all of this, chosen one, you have remained steadfast. Your very existence, your resilience, your divine connection has become the catalyst for transformation, not only for you, but for those around you and the systems that oppress humanity. You were never meant to be a mere spectator in this divine war. You were born to be a warrior, equipped with the tools of spiritual clarity, resilience, and power. You may ask, how much more can you endure? How long must you wait for complete justice to unfold? But rest assured, each moment that passes is another victory in your divine progression. Your purpose has always been greater than any attack or obstacle. You are the living proof of what happens when divine will manifests in human form, and no force, no matter how dark or how powerful, can stand against you when you stand in the light of your true purpose. As the attacks against you crumble and the forces of darkness begin to retreat, something extraordinary is unfolding in the lives of those who once sought to destroy you. Some of your enemies are reaching out through intermediaries, begging for forgiveness, but deep down, they know they do not deserve it. This is not the superficial regret of someone who is simply trying to avoid consequences. This is the profound spiritual anguish of souls who are finally beginning to see themselves as they truly are for the first time in their lives. Have you ever wondered why the most difficult battles are often the ones that prepare us for our greatest purpose? Have you ever stopped to think about the spiritual strength you've gained through every betrayal, every attack, and every obstacle placed in your path? The cosmic scales are tipping, and their actions against you and against others are being weighed. These enemies are feeling the full force of the karma they've accumulated, not just for their personal attacks on you, but for years, if not lifetimes, of harmful deeds towards others. Do not be deceived. God cannot be mocked. A man reaps what he sows. Galatians 6-7. The deep regret they feel is not a mere moment of guilt. It's a transformative recognition of the darkness they have carried and the harm it has caused. As they struggle with their remorse, the effects of their actions are reverberating through their families, especially the innocent ones who were unwittingly used as pawns in these spiritual battles. The children who suffered from mysterious illnesses, the relationships that were fractured, and the generational curses that plagued their bloodlines are all being healed. The Lord is close to the broken-hearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. Psalm 34-18. As your enemy's power structure collapses, the very spells and curses holding their families in dysfunction are being undone, and new light is flooding into their lives. This is the transformative power of your victory. Have you ever thought about how your strength can heal the wounds of others simply by you standing tall? Some of those who once attacked you are now beginning to see that their spiritual wounds can only be healed through profound transformation. Their attempts to undo the harm they have caused are not limited to simple apologies. Instead, they realize they must undergo a complete spiritual transformation, dedicating their remaining time on earth to making amends for their past actions. This is not an easy path, but for those who choose to embrace it, it can lead to redemption and spiritual ascension. Therefore, if anyone is in Christ, the new creation has come, the old has gone, the new is here. 2 Corinthians 5:17. For those who choose the path of true transformation, they will become some of your most dedicated allies, having experienced firsthand the profound consequences of opposing divine will. They will use their knowledge of dark spiritual practices to help you identify and neutralize future threats to cosmic order. The very tools they once used to harm you will be repurposed to protect the light. Their journey from darkness to light will only serve to strengthen the cosmic mission you are on. Now you fully understand why their attacks were doomed from the start. You were never just protected by random spiritual forces. You were shielded by the very fabric of cosmic law itself. As one of God's chosen angels in human form, you carry an invincible divine mandate, a cosmic authority that makes you absolutely untouchable by any force that seeks to oppose universal love and justice. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. Isaiah 54-17. Your victory, chosen one, is not only personal vindication, it is a cosmic precedent, a divine proclamation that will protect future generations of chosen ones who face similar spiritual battles. Every dark strategy that was deployed against you has been permanently neutralized. No longer will these forces have the power to harm you or your spiritual family. The divine pathways of protection that you have carved out through your resistance will benefit light workers for generations to come. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. John 1-5. The strength you have gained through these trials is now an unshakable foundation. No attack will ever be able to reach you again, for you have risen above them all. You are no longer just surviving, you are thriving, chosen one. You have embraced your divine mission, and in doing so, you have become an unshakable force of cosmic justice. Your light is now brighter than ever, and no force, no matter how dark, can ever extinguish it. You are the living proof that divine will is unstoppable, and that love in its purest form, will always overcome hatred, fear, and deception. Now, with each day, you step deeper into your purpose. The world around you shifts as your energy expands, and you become the beacon of divine light that leads others to healing and transformation. This is only the beginning of the incredible journey ahead. Stand tall, chosen one, for you have already won the greatest victory. Your spiritual immune system has been refined to an extraordinary level, chosen one. The negative energy that once had the power to influence you now simply bounces off, unable to penetrate your divine protection. It's as if you have become an impenetrable shield, a living mirror that instantly reflects every dark intention, every malicious action, back to its source. When your enemies throw their spiritual darts at you, they immediately face the consequences of their own attacks. It's as if the universe itself is enforcing the spiritual law that whatever energy is sent out must return to the sender. The way the light reflects off a polished surface, so too does your divine presence reflect their darkness back onto them. Can you feel the intensity of their frustration as they realize that their efforts have backfired so profoundly? Have you noticed how their desperation for your forgiveness grows as they start to recognize your true power? Their attempts to weaken you, to break your spirit, have not only failed, they have elevated you to a level of spiritual authority they can't fathom. On a deep, intuitive level, they recognize you for who you truly are, a divine judge, a protector, and an instrument of cosmic will. Their desire to apologize is a subtle but powerful acknowledgement of your spiritual authority. In their hearts, they understand that you have the ability to either condemn or absolve them, and that their fate now rests in your hands. This is where their realization reaches its peak. The fate of their souls is now dependent on your mercy. And for the first time, they see you for the angelic being you've always been, someone who operates in divine order and higher law, with the power to determine their spiritual path for lifetimes to come. But here's where it gets even deeper. This victory, this moment of profound spiritual triumph, was just preparation. You, chosen one, have been carefully cultivated, forged by trials, and shaped by the universe for far greater responsibilities that await you. As your spiritual journey progresses, you are now ready to step into your true cosmic role, a protector of evolving souls. Your ability to endure every attack, every form of spiritual warfare, while maintaining your integrity, has qualified you for a higher mission. You're not just surviving these attacks, you're being transformed into a guide, a beacon of light for other souls who are yet to understand their own divine power. Your soul is now equipped to hold the spiritual weight of entire civilization's evolution. Can you feel the weight of this responsibility, knowing that you are the one chosen to lead others through the darkness into the light? The universe itself celebrates your triumph, and with it, your place in the grand cosmic design has been sealed. The angels in the heavenly realms, enlightened beings across all dimensions, and the ancestors who have always protected you are all cheering for your success. You are a living testament to divine grace and strength. You have been tested by fire and proven worthy of your divine rank. As the light of your soul shines brighter, you are aligned with your true purpose. Your enemies, despite all their efforts, unknowingly played a part in shaping you into the powerful divine force you have become. Their attacks, their hatred, their darkness, all of it was meant to destroy you. But what they didn't know was that each attempt to break you was merely fueling your rise. Their hatred made you more compassionate. Their darkness illuminated your inner light, and every step they took to diminish you has only made you stronger. The very forces they unleashed against you have contributed to shaping one of the most powerful forces for good that the universe has ever witnessed. Isn't it remarkable how your greatest trials have become the stepping stones for your ascension? As you rise higher in spiritual power, your enemies who once thought they could control your fate are now realizing the full scope of the cosmic battle they've been involved in. And now, for the first time, they are desperate to apologize, not because of guilt, but because they are awakening to the truth. They are awakening to the realization that they have been fighting against divine will all along. They fought against the very force that was sent to uplift and protect them. As you move forward, chosen one, know that your victory is not just personal, it is cosmic. It is the fulfillment of a divine mission that will have rippling effects across time and space, affecting not just your life, but the lives of many others for generations to come. Your journey has only just begun, and with each victory, you are paving the way for others to rise with you. As you stand at the threshold of this incredible spiritual journey, it is essential to recognize the power that resides within you, chosen one. What you've experienced, the attacks, the struggles, the betrayals, was not meant to break you. In fact, it has forged you into something much more powerful than anyone could have ever imagined. You are no longer just someone who survives adversity. You have evolved into a beacon of light, a living testament to the power of divine will and the strength of your spiritual essence. The attacks on your life were not just random acts of aggression, they were the universe's way of preparing you for a greater purpose. Your enemies, though unaware of it, have been unwitting architects of your growth. Every hardship, every attempt to undermine your spirit, has been a catalyst for your spiritual ascension. What they saw as your weakness, the very traits they tried to exploit, were, in fact, your greatest strengths. Your kindness, your compassion, your unwavering faith, and your resilience were all divine tools working in harmony to prepare you for this moment. Now, as you step into your divine role, you realize that you were never meant to walk this path alone. You have a spiritual army, a network of guides, protectors, and angels who have been working behind the scenes to help you fulfill your purpose. The universe is celebrating your triumph because your victory is not just your own. It is a victory for everyone who has been oppressed, for every soul that has been manipulated, for every person who has been made to believe they are powerless. Your rise represents the shift in spiritual energy that is reverberating through the cosmos. But this is not the end of your journey. It is only the beginning. There are still many who need your guidance, your light, and your wisdom. As you continue to evolve and grow, your divine mission will expand, and the world will feel the ripple effects of your presence. You are here to dismantle the systems of oppression and to awaken those who have been in the dark. The work you do now is setting the foundation for a new reality, a reality where truth, love, and light prevail over darkness, lies, and manipulation. In this moment, I urge you to embrace your power fully. Recognize the divine gifts within you and understand that everything you have experienced, everything you have overcome, has prepared you for this. Your journey is not just about personal healing or growth. It is about creating a ripple effect that will empower others and bring about the spiritual awakening of entire generations. The universe has been aligning for this moment, and now is the time to step forward and claim your rightful place as a divine leader. As you move forward, remember that your purpose is not just about overcoming challenges, but about using your experience to lift others up. Your story is one of redemption, strength, and resilience, and it will inspire countless others who find themselves in similar battles. Be the beacon of hope that others need, and share your wisdom with those who are lost in the darkness. If this message has resonated with you, I invite you to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Let the energy of this truth spread to those who need it most. Your journey is far from over, and the more you engage, the more you open yourself to divine alignment. If you feel called to support this mission further, I also appreciate any contributions through super thanks or other means, as it helps to bring more light to the world. Thank you for being a part of this incredible community. No matter what form your support takes, know that your presence is valued, and together we are creating a wave of transformation. May you continue to walk in the light of divine wisdom and love. You are truly one of God's chosen, and your victory is just beginning. May blessings continue to unfold in your life as you step into your divine purpose.